I salute you. I've made this journey here today with a heart full of gratitude and immense pride. Gratitude to you for your unwavering support and pride in your steadfast commitment. You, the people of the Upper East region, have shown to the National Democratic Congress since the founding of the Fourth Republic that you are an unshakable rock of Gibraltar behind the party. My appreciation has been further deepened by the fact that in the 2024 election, the Upper East region did not only reaffirm its unwavering support for the NDC, but you also honored me with a pride of place as a candidate to receive the greatest endorsement in the recent memory ever given to any presidential candidate in the Fourth Republic. And I recognize that the emphatic mandate you have given me reflects your heightened expectations of me and my government. It is an affirmation of your trust in the principles of fairness and probity and accountability that form the bedrock of NDC's ideological underpinnings. More importantly, it is an expression of your confidence in our vision to reset Ghana and transform the fortunes of our dear Upper East region. I embrace your trust with a deep sense of humility and an unshakable commitment to work tirelessly to justify the faith that you have placed in me and the National Democratic Congress. On behalf of the government and the great NDC, I say thank you very much in English. Umpusiye barka, inkosal, umpusiye zue zue, frafra, umpusa bakrika, emoshi, manya jam, in manya jam, in bully. I think it's enough. I'll stop there. Once I go into Kassin, my Kassina brothers will come and eat me up. I'm particularly grateful to you, the chiefs of this region. Since my previous term as president, and through my time in opposition, and throughout the campaign ahead of the 2024 elections, you have remained a source of encouragement, support, and guidance to me personally. Your wise advice and good counsel, your warm reception and encouragement have strengthened my belief that Ghana's best days are still ahead of us. I deeply appreciate your unwavering commitment to the peace and progress which continues to strengthen our collective pursuit of the Ghana we all want to build together. I'll continue to drink from your wisdom and collaborate with you every step of the way during the tenure of my administration. This region has been a source of some of the country's finest human resources, producing distinguished leaders who have played pivotal roles in every aspect of our national history. Even at the height of governance today, the Upper East is very well represented by distinguished sons and daughters whose dedication continues to shape our national progress. In Parliament, the region boasts of the majority leader and leader of government business, the Honorable Mahama Yarga, who is MP for Boko Central. The region boasts of the Attorney General and Minister for Justice, the Honorable Dr. Dominic Ayine, MP for Bolga East. The region boasts of the Honorable Isaac Adongo, Chairman of the Finance Committee of Parliament and a member of the Board of Directors of the Bank of Ghana. The region also boasts of the Honorable Clement Abbas Apak, MP for Bulsa South, who is the Deputy Minister for Education. The region can boast of the Honorable Lydia Akamvariva, who is the Minister of State in charge of Public Sector Reform and MP for Tempani. In public administration, the Director General of the Ghana Health Services, Professor Ernest Kaba Akoria, and the Honorable Edward Bawa, Managing Director and Group Head of the Ghana Oil Company, and several other CEOs and Deputy CEOs, stand as yet another testament to the region's immense contribution to the governance and administration of our country. Their collective leadership and service exemplify the depth of talent and competence that the Upper East region continues to offer our dear nation Ghana. This is a legacy that must be nurtured in order to inspire future generations to serve our nation with integrity and distinction. For decades, the development disparity between the northern part of Ghana and the rest of the country has been a source of concern. This is traceable to the structural inequalities that was inherited from our colonial past. The geographic north of Ghana was largely relegated into a manpower reserve, supplying labor for the mines and the cocoa farms in the resource-rich south. Meanwhile, on the flip side, there was very little investment in infrastructure, education, and economic transformation during the colonial period. After independence, the first government of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah recognized the disparity in development between the north and south of Ghana, and therefore introduced the Northern Scholarship Scheme and also began the construction of the Ghana Education Trust Schools. The framers of our 1992 Constitution also recognized this historic inequality and sought to correct it through the principle of balanced distribution of national development as enshrined in the directive principles of state policy. However, while this constitutional mandate has facilitated some progress, it has not been sufficient to bridge the legacy gap that continues to limit opportunities for the millions of our people in the northern parts of Ghana. Transformational projects, which were designed over the years to speed up development and livelihoods in the north, have been used for petty partisan electoral point scoring and have largely remained abandoned. Indeed, a clear case in point is the Pualugu Multipurpose Dam, a project which was designed to produce about 110 megawatts of hydro and solar hybrid power, to bring thousands of hectares of land under irrigation, and also serve as a weir for flood control on the White Volta River. The sword was cut by the outgone administration just before the 2020 elections, with a lot of fanfare and jubilation. Unfortunately, the project stands abandoned and has indeed become a crime scene, with almost $12 million of taxpayers' money paid without any tangible work done. This is one of the hundreds of cases your son, the Attorney General, Dr. Ayine, is studying as part of government's Operation Recover All the Loot policy. I've asked the Finance Minister to commence a rescoping of the project and a revaluation of its various phases for inclusion into our Big Push infrastructure financing program. We're also exploring the use of Ghanaian civil engineering expertise to achieve this world-class project. Several years of aid programs have made it self-evident that any development approach in this part of the country which does not tackle the centuries-old structural inequalities will not succeed. My administration's strategy, therefore, is to combine individual-level poverty alleviation programs with structural reforms that fully leverage the North's comparative advantage for success. The North has vast arable lands, favorable conditions for agriculture, and an emerging agribusiness ecosystem. the North holds immense potential to become a food security and agro-industrial hub for Ghana and the West African sub-region. By prioritizing targeted investments in irrigation, in agro-processing, and rural infrastructure, while ensuring accountability in the use of public funds, we will create sustainable economic opportunities that transform livelihoods and reverses decades of marginalization in the northern parts of Ghana. It is necessary for us to unlock Ghana's full economic potential by ensuring that every region contributes at its fullest capacity to national development. In pursuit of these objectives, I've asked the Minister of Finance to fast-track efforts to unlock funds for stalled infrastructure projects in the Upper East region. Recognizing not only the region's strategic role in Ghana's quest for agriculture and industrial transformation, but also to the need to bridge the developmental gap. One of our top priorities will be the completion of the Bolga-Tanga-Boko-Pulmakom Road, a critical route that will boost trade and improve access to markets for farmers and businesses. We will also commence the resurfacing of the Tamale-Bolga-Tanga-Paga Road, which is currently in a very poor condition. Other priority road projects will link Bolga-Tanga, the capital of the Upper East region, with Wa, the capital of the Upper West region. We've also selected as a strategic road the Navrongo-Sandima-Fumbisi-Daboya Road. I think this is the road our head of religious bodies referred to, which is a shortcut that brings you out through Daboya to Bunsunu, and then you turn left to the Damango Junction, and then you continue to Bupe, Kintampo, Techiman, and then to Kumasi. Ladies and gentlemen, I've also asked the Managing Director of the Ghana Airports Company to commence the sourcing of funding for the construction of the Upper East Regional Airport. We intend to do this under a PPP model in conjunction with the gold mining companies in this region, since this will allow them also to airlift their gold bullion safely to Accra directly from the Upper East region. Ladies and gentlemen, we also will expand rural electrification through phase 2 of the 10 key electrification project, connecting more communities to the national grid to stimulate local enterprise and enhance living conditions. A good portion of the electrification program would also include off-grid solar for communities that are too far away from the transmission grid. To further unlock the region's agricultural potential, we intend to complete the Tamni irrigation project to allow all year-round farming in the Garu-Timpani area of the Upper East region. And as I've said already, we will invest in the Pualugu multipurpose dam under the Big Push infrastructural projects to complete it so that it becomes a benefit for the Upper East region. We'll also update the SADA feasibility study and commence a PPP model for implementing the Nasia-Nabogo irrigation project. This will ensure a reliable water supply for all year-round farming and agro-processing. Among other projects we are targeting for completion and upgrading include the Navrongo War Memorial Hospital, to upgrade the facilities there, to enhance medical services, and support medical training. We also will commence and complete Phase 3 of the Upper East Regional Hospital here in Bolga to enhance specialized healthcare services for the residents of the Upper East region. On education, as you heard in the budget presented by the Finance Minister, we have uncapped the GET Fund, and this will allow the GET Fund to receive more money to continue and complete abundant infrastructure projects in all our secondary schools in the Upper East region. It will also enable us to address the challenge of schools under trees, to eliminate the schools under trees, and will focus particularly on providing school furniture for schools that currently do not have them. We want to ensure that every child in this region and beyond has access to quality education in a conducive learning environment. To incentivize teachers to serve in underserved communities, we have announced that we intend to commence the scheme of providing special allowances for teachers who accept postings to rural areas, thereby improving teacher retention and motivation. Also, to motivate assembly members, we are introducing your allowance. And so assembly members from this year will receive an allowance to motivate them to do their jobs properly. Our revered traditional rulers, religious leaders, ladies and gentlemen, additionally, provision has been made in the budget, and this year we shall commence the distribution of free sanitary pads to our schoolgirls. This is to ensure that menstrual hygiene does not become a barrier to education. We have also in this budget increased the allocation per child for the school feeding program in order that we can guarantee that our children receive nutritious meals while in school. We are also re-engineering the district's roads improvement program, popularly called DRIP, that was introduced in the latter part of the Argonne administration. And this is going to be reorganized into a more effective regional emergency mobile maintenance units to address the poor quality of roads, especially in our rural areas. By delivering on these commitments, we will not only bridge developmental gaps, but also position the Upper East region as a hub for agribusiness, trade, and industrialization. My brothers and sisters, in the past few days, I swore in new leadership for some of our security services. In my remarks, I spoke of peace, safety, and security, not just as ideals, but as the foundation of our progress. Indeed, there can be no progress without peace. My statement bears repeating, because in Boko, the ethnic conflict persists as a painful reminder of the threat of insecurity in this region to our progress. The programs I have just outlined and the commitments my government has made to you and the brighter future we envision for all our children will mean nothing if we leave behind communities that are scarred by violence, towns that are silenced by curfews, and corporations eroded by distrust. What use will our dreams be if they stand on broken ground? What future do we promise our children if they inherit walls of mistrust instead of bridges of hope? A nation divided by past wounds cannot march forward into the promise of tomorrow. We must commit to living above the slights and injuries of yesterday if we will seize the opportunities and promises of tomorrow. Let us choose peace not out of fear, but out of strength, not as a surrender, but as the highest act of courage to secure our collective quest for progress. Let history remember us not for the battles that we fought against one another, but for the unity we forged in the face of disagreement. Peace can and peace must reign in Boko and surrounding areas. I called His Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu II yesterday to thank him for the commencement of his mediation efforts to find a peaceful resolution of the conflict in Boko. It is my hope that all parties to the conflict who took part in the mediation process in Menchia last week will consider the proposals with an open mind and return in good faith to the negotiations when they resume in 2 weeks' time. I wish to take this opportunity to condemn the killing of a member of the Ghana Army recently in Boko. The members of the Ghana Armed Forces in the conflict zone are peacekeepers who have been sent there to protect life, limb, and property. It is unacceptable for them to become targets of a conflict to which they are not a party to. I, in the same vein, wish to condemn the high-handed response of our men in uniform, which resulted in assaults and injury of many innocent civilians. I can understand the righteous anger at the loss of a colleague serviceman, but we must exercise restraint and use effective intelligence gathering to identify and bring the culprits to book. I wish on this occasion to extend my condolence to the family of the deceased soldier, and at the same time to extend my sympathies to all those who were assaulted or injured in the military counteraction. The progress of our nation depends on the shared effort of all its people towards a common purpose and a collective vision for prosperity. The Upper East region, like every other part of Ghana, deserves its fair share of development, not as a favor, but as my government's actionable commitment to equitable investment in infrastructure, agriculture, healthcare, and education, and social welfare as a testament to our belief that no Ghanaian should be left behind. And I pledge to the people of the Upper East region that when the national cake is being shared, you will receive your fair portion. Let us move forward together, bound by our shared hope for a stronger, more equitable Ghana. We are building a future where opportunity is not determined by geography, where every child can dream beyond limitation, and where hard work is rewarded with dignity and progress. But this journey requires unity, patience, and unwavering faith. As we continue on this journey, I ask for your continued trust and support for my administration. We will govern with fairness and ensuring that every region, every community, and every citizen benefits from our nation's resources, and not just a few people. Let us reject cynicism and embrace hope. Let us shun division and champion cohesion. Let us work together to build a country where the dreams of our farmers, traders, teachers, and youth are not just heard but are actively supported. Our future is bright, and together we'll make Ghana a land of equal opportunity, shared prosperity, and lasting peace. May God bless our homeland Ghana and make our nation great and strong. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think the president deserves better. Let's give him another round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. The youth of the Upper East region says, Tepo Songa Songa for taking up the betting tax. The women says, Ofara Fara for providing the 51 million Ghana cedis as seed capital for the development of the Women Development Bank. And the people living with disability says they are grateful for also taking care of their tuition from year 1 to year 4. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. I acknowledge all heads of departments who are here present, and I also acknowledge our mother, Madam Hilda Salfu Boluku, Mama Boluku, former regional national vice chairperson. She is here with us. I also acknowledge Reverend Father Atenga, from the Regional Catholic Secretariat. At this point, we will want to urge all to be on our feet whilst we take the national anthem. Remain seated while the President and his team will take leave of us. Remain seated, please.
Mahama is leaving the scene, and as has always happened, he will be saying goodbye to the chiefs who have been speaking as the President leaves. Now, I am here with one of the national best farmers in Ghana, Upper East region to be specific, to tell me, because the President spoke extensively about agriculture, irrigation dams, the welfare of the people, agribusiness, agro-processing. Now, for you, when you listen to the President, what was going through your mind first with your expectations and what you have just heard?
I think the President has started well, and we thank him so much for this thank you tour. But I would say that Upper East region is a very large area that we can produce food to help the country. And I think he touched about he preparing to support the agri sector. So our prayer is that as a farmer, we want the government to, through what he's saying, to support the sector very well. You know, when we come to Upper East region, we have huge land. We can produce rice, we can produce maize, we can do better to support the security, the food security of this country.
Now, I know you are a rice farmer and you are into large-scale cowpea production. Tell me, what has been the challenges that you think beyond irrigation government needs to do to add value?
Yes, we have challenges. Some of the challenges are getting inputs for our farms, and then other challenges too are to get market for the farms. All these are challenging, but I think Ghanaians need food to eat, and Ghanaian business person or every Ghanaian should be able to go to market and be able to afford the local production. You see, you can't go to market and you can't buy what Ghanaians are producing.
So you want to look at how they can make food produce cheaper for the people. You also made mention of roads. Just briefly, we have just a minute or two to wrap up. When he mentioned some specific roads, I heard the people applauding him, and especially when he also made reference to the airport.
Yes, I think the road issue is a very big challenging. So a road to farm gate is a problem. And then if you take up from Novrongo to USC, you could see that all these roads are bad. You produce and you can't bring it out. So I think the President has told us that he's going to support and work on all these roads. And I think when he's able to do this, then I think farmers will be able to work and have a comfortable to bring their produce out, and then it will be affordable to market so that everybody can eat from Ghana.
Thank you very much. So that's how we wrap up our live coverage of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama's tour of the Upper East region. On Saturday, he's going to engage people from his home region. And of course, northern region used to be bigger. Now we have the Savannah region. But Saturday, to be specific, he will be in Tamale. And 2 o'clock, join us on Wezo TV when we bring you live coverage of his thank you tour. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Mr. Ahianyo. And that's all you have it there at the Jubilee Park in Bolga, Upper East, where the President, John Dramani Mahama, just ended his thank you tour. And also, thank you for staying with us at Kwesi TV. I am Belinda Kwanta.